Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to another episode of Embrace the Face podcast. Today, season 4, episode 2, I have my very good friend, Mary Klockler, here with me today. Hi, Mary.
Hi, how are you?
Hello,
Thank
hello.
you for having me today.
Yes. Today is actually the 1010 portal. So we were discussing earlier, today is all about new beginnings, about tapping into your discipline and getting shit done. So today we are here recording, and we have quite an episode for you when season 4 is about all things weird and wonderful. So thank you, Mary, for being here. I want you to just talk a little bit about who you are, what you do, and then we will segue into our mysterious discussion.
Okay. Thank you for having me,
Yes,
first and
of course.
foremost. My name is Mary Klockler. I am a retired court reporter for the state of New York, but also the owner and operator and creator of Celestial Copperworks, which brings the body, mind, and spirit to you in a form of tools and ways to assist you going forward in your journey. Whether it's my psychic intuitive gifts, my Reiki healing, the 6-foot pyramids I make, down to the 3-inch pyramids I make. And it's really a beautiful, thank you, and wands, pendulums, all that stuff. But it's a beautiful journey so far. And it's loaded with knowledge and downloads, which I've received happily and very happy to share to help heal the community around me.
Yes. So Mary is a locally renowned Reiki master healer, does readings, and really has healed probably at this point like thousands of souls and helped people along their journey. So this is just one little example of her copper pyramids that she sells, made by hand, downloaded by Tesla. In fact, you want to talk a little bit about that? The copper,
yes,
the idea.
And that's a wand, and I'll explain how that works too.
That's a Lumerian tip, Lumerian wand.
That's right. So it's a bunch of crystals working as a grid to act as one to assist in pulling energy off or charging up something, a space or energy around you, assist with healing. So all of it's regarding healing.
Yes.
For the Lord's highest good, by the way.
Yes. There is
all about the Lord.
Yeah. If you're listening in, there is no, when we talk about doing Reiki and, we talk about metaphysical, it is always for the highest good. It is always in God's light, and we work with the archangels and always for the highest good.
Yes. And so I do clarify that because we don't want to misguide anybody in the fact that we are not speaking to God. So we are speaking to God. We are talking to him. And I believe that that's part of why I received this download, is because now the world needs healing. The world needs to go center. The world needs to go inward. And everyone needs to speak to God and talk to them on their own inward. And that's what I'm going to say. So
yes. To each their own on their own unique journey. But always for the highest good. So with that being said, let's get started. So today we want to talk about a very mysterious, hot topic, controversial topic of conversation globally. So we're going to talk about, I'm going to let you say the name.
It's very long.
Yes. I'm going to say it's about Vault B and Pandora's box. So go ahead,
That's
Mary.
A great way to term this because so this is a temple that was unearthed probably about 10 years ago in India. And it's called, I have to say this, the Padmanabhaswamy Temple. And right now, what's left to be opened is Vault B. So this would be the picture of Vault B. They call it the Chamber of Secrets. So you have to wonder if this was channeled by the Harry Potter writer, right? So you have to wonder, who wrote that? That's
I'm having a total brain fart. Yeah. We love you, Harry Potter author, but I'm having a brain fart. This
is what I would see as the Chamber of Secrets in Harry Potter. And it is actually has snakes, and it's surrounding the door. And a long time ago, when I was a singer in my own band, I wrote a song called Pandora's Box. So when I had heard about this temple, and I said, wow, that's interesting. Why is there one vault? And it's valued at $1 trillion, by the way, that they estimate what's in the vault. Why is this particular vault a problem? The other 5 vaults have been opened as part of this temple.
Who is in control of all this?
So the Indian government is in control.
Indian government.
And
okay.
the Indian royal family, the royal family of India, who are very psychically in tune. I'm getting chills even saying this about them, because they are very in tune, and they do not want this open. And I heard they won their case. I heard that the Indian royalty has won the case against the government. Do not open this vault. Because what I psychically and remotely viewed while I came across this was all hell breaking loose if they open this, and because this is a cursed vault. So this is something that I'm glad the Indian royalty has won that case.
Yes.
That, as far as I know, that the government's not going to touch this. But what they disclosed in the other parts of this vault was millions and trillions of dollars. It was just crazy. It was so much money. But it's
so wild.
Golden statues of Vishnu, golden statues of Buddha, all these different statues in
right
solid
now,
gold. Solid gold. Shiva, I believe they found him
how
out
many
here.
Vaults? Do we know
There's
how many?
6 vaults total.
6 vaults total. Okay.
And
this is the only one that has not been opened.
This is the only one that they're asking not to open it. And the reason why is because there's no doorknob. There's no way to open it except for, ready? And that's what I heard, with sound. So it will be frequency that opens this, chilling. And knowing what I know about the pyramids that also emit a 528 hertz frequency, there's many discoveries coming up. They're finding underground pyramids, underwater pyramids. I know there's the black granite pyramid of Antarctica. I know that has been coming out. They found the Bosnian pyramids, which is fantastic too.
Yes.
I would love to visit that. That would be crazy.
Is this the one with the high tech? Which is the one with the high tech?
That's the Romanian. That's in the Buskegi Mountain in Romania.
Yes. Okay.
And that is a 30-meter high pyramid that's completely perfect because it was inside a cave.
Wow.
And apparently only the hearts of man, so it will be a child, because they're pure, there's 3 children that were able to get through the entrance of the Romanian cave, because their hearts were pure. Once the authorities were notified, no man could enter it until you had the vegan. It was a vegan, I believe. It was a vegan, and it was holy. They were holy people. They were holy. They found their highest holy people, all heart-centered people. Yeah. They got in. That's where it's at. Yeah. So they were able to enter the Buskegi Mountain in Romania, and that way through their heart. So I agree with the royal family of India. Do not open this. Please don't open this. Yes. Whatever you do.
Yes. And when Mary says that she does remote viewing, like, she legitimately receives energy exchange of payment for, or have in the past, for utilizing her remote viewing skills. So this is like legitimate, and even in my own mind's eye, I foresee like it opening and just chaos, utter anarchy, chaos.
I mean, we're already hitting chaos right now, but this would just be the end. This would be bad.
And I really enjoy that you are so knowledgeable on this topic, because I watch, we talk about all the time, you and I, like, we watch Ancient Aliens, and I'm always watching the History Channel, and I'm always learning, and I watch Gaia Network and Shift Network, and like, I'm always learning, and so many things point to ancient indigenous cultures, whether it's India or Russia or anywhere around the world, these underground submarine type structures, like it's all pointing to, are these the home bases of extraterrestrials? And the government now coming out, more like, fine, we knew. And it's just kind of all making sense. And as the planet's vibration raises, we may start to see these things, because back in the day,
we're seeing more and more and more every day.
People like Mary and I can see it anyway, but like the layperson human, we are raising our vibration, and we are going to be experiencing these things, but not to fear, because a lot of it is for our highest good. Unlike Vault B, a lot of it is.
Yeah, I don't know why it was cursed. Like, there was one question of why was it cursed, but they don't want this, whatever is in here, out. So I believe that's why it was put in there, to protect. And I'm not too sure if it goes back. And I'm getting chills because I'm getting where it is. I don't know if is in the the Indian culture, I do believe that there were wars, and they documented the wars of the aliens, and they showed who they were, and they've literally documented. So I follow Praveen Mahan on YouTube. I give him a thumbs up, and he's very knowledgeable on the Indian culture. So I literally refer to him because he'll take you into the temple. He'll go in there. So, and by the way, the word temple is right between here. So it goes to the pineal gland, which goes again inside. So we want to stay
We're going to talk about
grounded.
That more.
Yes, we're going to stay grounded. So that's why I came here to say I'm very proud of the royal family of India that they won this case. And it was something that I was very like, please don't do it.
For the highest good of humanity,
for the highest good.
Please don't do it. We have no clue what's in there.
Exactly.
So, okay, let's talk about the pineal gland. So as a nurse, pineal gland is deep-seated in the brain. It's like a pine cone-like structure. Really, its human function is to produce melatonin and to be able to help you go to sleep. Now, this structure is anatomically known to be reactive to light. Therefore, going into the more metaphysical concept now and the energetic concept, it is also known to be a crystalline structure that, of course, is reactive to light. And Mary, now go ahead and talk about rods of Horus.
Okay, so since I have received the download of the pyramids and know the hertz frequency, and as I started to understand, and I give Nikola Tesla a lot of credit for his work in this because he obviously dropped it in, and he does this around the world, by the way. I'm not the only one that he has dropped this information in about them and how to use them and how to work with them.
You're in contact with such individuals, correct?
Yes, I do. I do know of the other pyramid, the real pyramid builders that have
really like a community, a network.
It is a community network, and we're all around, and we're here to heal when necessary and heal lands, heal spaces. Yeah. So there's such a thing called the Russian pyramid. And I'm going to show you that it's resisting I'm going to put it by the solar plexus, and it's resisting. It's actually pushing away from my energy field. And that's because it's showing me where my auric field is, and it's actually kind of healing as well. So the copper is almost, I would say, balancing my blood. And within the pyramid, and if you look at the ancient Sumerians, they use what's known as rods of Horus within that pyramid. Pyramid also to heal. So on top of every church, temple, mosque, there's some kind of point that points upward. And it really is like an antenna to God. And that's what we're doing here. We're not sitting here trying to do, hoity-toity. We're actually trying to scientifically prove, and I can scientifically prove that it's quantum, and this will charge our systems. So I'm a lefty. So this is going to be a test right now. So I'm left-handed, you're right-handed, right? Yeah. So I'm going to have you intuitively take this because I'll show you what the Sumerians had done on their artwork. Okay. And you put one in one hand and one in the other. Let's see what you do. Intuitively, you did it right.
Ooh. Okay.
So I believe for right-handers, it's the zinc rod will go into the left hand, and the copper rod would go into the right hand. I'm a lefty, so I seem to feel it better with the copper rod in my left hand.
That makes sense.
And the zinc in the right. It's the brain. So it actually operates our brain, right? Our hemispheres. So now, as we breathe in, we're going to just close our eyes real quick. And we're going to breathe in. And we're going to exhale. Drop your shoulders. Relax a little bit. You can relax your hands down. Yes. And what it's doing is it's balancing our spheres and clearing our pineal gland for of any kind of toxins. So it's balancing and detoxifying via zinc and copper. Copper's in our blood, and zinc is also what boosts our immune system. We could take it orally as a vitamin, and it's something that helped with COVID, for example. Helped heal us. So I'm just using that as an example.
Yeah, I do take it every day.
Yeah. So the more you do it, and I just actually got a picture of a pyramid. So they want me to talk more about the pyramid, right?
Okay.
So within this, so this is a harmonizer balancer, and it's also something that will actually clear your blood and system and help you energize yourself. So isn't that great?
Yeah,
So and you
very
naturally did. So you just totally passed the test.
cool. Ooh, I
my
passed.
my science projects are good.
No pressure, pop quiz. I love it.
But I let people intuitively do that.
Very cool.
So
thank you for sharing.
Oh, you're very welcome.
Yeah.
And with that, so I'm gonna just show something else with that. So how we okay, this is a great one.
Okay.
So this is a great little example of the pyramid and the flow of energy. If you see the Giza pyramid and it has the pathways, and they're like, some are very small pathways, by the way, but it's believed that there was water under here. So with those rods in a pyramid, for example, you will completely charge because water brings memory. Water holds memory.
Yes.
So water will carry the energies, right? So with the rods, it'll charge up your system. But in the pyramid, the sacred geometry of the pyramid is like our head, from the top to the bottom, as if it was shining the light from the sky, from the sun, and all the way down to our feet. So it would actually go into an angle of a pyramid. So we literally make our own shadows and pyramids all day long. We don't even realize it with our bodies. So I decided I'm going to freeze a green aventurine pyramid. And I freeze it. And what happened in this picture was it shows the cracks exactly where the energy vortex is, just like the Giza pyramid. It shows it. And then it also shows the energy coming off of the pyramid in that shape.
Wow.
So that's my own little science project. I've done several.
I'm going to share all of this. I will share clear digital photos.
Yes, definitely.
This is so cool.
And it's something to take note of. There is something special about this. So the ice literally cracked right at the energy vortex, just like Giza.
Wow.
So, and because ice is memory, ice is water, right? So ice is going to carry that.
Yes.
So the top third of the pyramid is actually part of the telluric energy that flows.
Wow.
So it's
so cool.
It's super exciting. That's very exciting. And then my friend who owns an aura camera, she actually said to someone, you know what? I took a picture of your aura. Go sit in the 6-foot pyramid with Mary. So unbeknownst to both of us, the woman sits down. She had her picture taken before, and she sits with me. And for 5 minutes in the 6-foot pyramid, and then after 5 minutes, this is what happens. All of her chakras are completely full. So she went from half full, like a half full gas tank, to completely full in 5 minutes. Her auric field expanded from about, I would say, it probably opened up at least a good foot. A good foot looking at the size of the circles.
Oh yeah.
Sure. So and the larger our auric fields, the more protected we are, the more connected we are, the more grounded we are. It's more healthy we are.
Grounds, connect, protect.
Yes.
Yes, so important.
So and then what else do we have? And then going into wands.
Mary is a walking, talking, evidence-based study. I love it.
So
I love it. It's my favorite thing. Thank you.
Yeah. So I do charge my water every day in pyramids.
Yeah.
I charge my crystals. I do a lot of energy work for other people with the pyramids and with the copper especially.
Yes.
And the rods themselves have just been really an extra addition, which has been fantastic, along with the crystals that I use. Crystals are for the 10 hertz energy, piezoelectricity energy. They are for the purpose of raising our vibration. They're not to be worshipped. They're for the purpose of raising our vibration. That's it. They are for the global grid. They are deposited. I'm excited about this part. They are deposited in spots where it's needed the most. Mm-hmm. So we just had a catastrophe in North Carolina, and what happens to be there, and I personally mined there in Asheville, North Carolina myself. Mm-hmm. And Asheville, North Carolina has a pure crystal mine, along with pure lithium. So because of that, the crystals are sitting there absorbing into the ground, right? Mm-hmm. And it's also very sought after land. So I'm just going to leave that.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. I'm just going to leave that with everybody.
Yes.
On the land. So we'll figure that out down the road.
Yeah. So where there is darkness, there is light.
That's right. Yes. That's right.
So who knows?
That's been light for a very long time.
Hope. Yes.
And light and darkness, I believe, invaded that.
Yeah.
So so the people are pure of heart there. Their land is pure. And now they have problems. So we're going to say a nice prayer for them.
Yes, we've been sending prayers. Mm-hmm. I know we've been talking about it. Just everybody out there, and obviously in Florida too.
Yes.
North Carolina and Florida, you are in our prayers. I lived in North Carolina for a bit. I lived in Florida for a bit.
So you understand, yeah.
Yeah. It's not immune to, storms, but the Asheville was,
Up in the
totally
mountains, yeah.
unprecedented, and
Gravity, it
we
doesn't make
love you,
sense.
everyone, and we hope that you're safe. So,
Definitely.
yeah.
Yes, it's a very important thing to send blessings and love.
Yes.
And you can use the global grid. You could use maps if you'd like to look at a map of Florida, for example, that just had Milton, right, come through, and Helene. I mean, this is two big storms, and we could look at the map and we could and literally pray around it. And if we pray, send Reiki to it, send healing. I put a pyramid over it. Let's send some energy over this.
Yeah.
And let's try to dispel this energy, right?
Intention is everything.
Intention's everything. Yeah. So use the global grid and also speak to God every day. Yeah. I love Jesus, so but not everybody
Jesus.
is,
No, and it doesn't matter. Yeah,
when
we come on here and we discuss God, like God, universe, source. If you're more scientific, if you have a different God that you worship, as long as it's for the highest good, everything leads back to one source, regardless of what your religion is.
That's right.
And I mean, just do you, but do it heart-centered, do it grounded, connected, protected. We are always here to help when needed. Mary, especially, with all her amazing gifts and tools. So
Thank you.
Yeah.
And that's why I think I come with love to the royal family, because they really did fight hard in India to make sure this stayed closed for all of us. Yes. So I do thank them.
Thank you.
And yes, that's why I do come, no matter what religion we are and where our background is, it is valued and appreciated and understood across the globe.
We are going to talk about the pine cone structure. Let's get into this a little bit, because we touched on rods of Horus, we touched on the pyramids, and so we also touched on the anatomy of the pineal gland. You discussed and showed, we had a little experiment with the rods of Horus. So the eye of Horus, for those who do not know, ancient Egyptian, is it considered like a hieroglyphic, I guess, like an art?
They draw it the same. It's almost like a sign of, so again, like everything else, because we're on the planet of good and evil, even though people will say we're drinking from the tree of good and evil, right? So no, we're all on the planet of good and evil, because positive and negative can happen to all of us. And it's no matter how grounded we are and how connected we are. It's still, we're here to learn lessons and experience things, for the highest good. Yeah. So, because we're on the planet of good and evil, we are going to experience these things. The pineal gland is something to me that allows us to keep in touch with where we're supposed to be heading for the highest good experiences.
Oh, I just got chills all up and down. I love
the pineal gland. So just the fact that we have rods, and the rods of Horus, for example, and the copper pyramids, to clear our blood and our systems from fluoride, from toxins, from all the stuff that's injected and punched into all our foods and sprayed and all that stuff. So, and around us. So I feel that there's actually tools out here, and they've been right before our eyes, carved into the inside of a pyramid and all around Egypt. It's carved all around the world, honestly.
Yes.
And so with all these different pyramids that we're coming across, and different temples and different, just sacred sites, all that.
Yeah.
We are coming across the common theme of the pineal gland and the pine cone. So even Rome and in the Vatican has pine cones at the entrance, as one giant pine cone at the entrance. What's that for?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because they communicate with God, right? So why can't we?
Why can't we?
Yeah, and because we have to fill the basket. That's the reason we have to fund it.
Can we talk about this, actually?
Yes.
This is a total side note, and we are here to speak our truth, right? To raise each other's vibes. So this is a total side note. And the Eye of Horus, if you just, also another side note, we're from New York, so tangents are common. And when you're Irish, it takes like 2 hours to tell a 30-second story. So the Eye of Horus, actually, they say looks like the pineal gland if you put them hand in hand, which is pretty cool. So Mary and I talk about this topic a lot, actually, speaking of the Vatican, because the Vatican does have a lot of interesting architecture and artwork that kind of is contradictory of how they tell women such as us that are mystics and healers and have these gifts, these psychic gifts. We have been told that we are well, I personally was told by a former pastor priest that I was dangerous and needed to stop all my healings immediately. And I think since that time, as I had to really process that and grow as a human and a healer, and I've just kind of like tapped into my third eye, my pineal gland, and I've given it all that I have to really connect with God and Mother Mary and the archangels and Mary Magdalene and Jesus, and just to like be sure I'm on the right path in my own way. And this is where I am, always for the highest good. And if anybody's out there questioning, like, just go within and ask that question, because I feel like the church is that old religious programming of teaching us not to follow our hearts, kind of, and make us feel bad about it. So I just wanted to kind of touch on that, because that has been a hot topic of conversation recently. So
it's a hot topic all the time, honestly.
Yeah.
I have asked God, why do I have this gift? And I heard, because ready for the answer?
Mm-hmm.
The answer is because I am to remind people to pray, to talk to God, and meditate to listen to God. And we don't listen, apparently, is what the first part of that is. We don't listen. So we talk constantly, and he hears us. But, and he meaning, I'm just using him because this is our golf ball of consciousness, okay?
Mm-hmm.
We all have an individual ideal, and we all have a capacity individually of how much we actually know, right? Our knowledge.
Yeah.
We can expand our knowledge, but God is all expansive.
Mm-hmm.
So if God is all energy and source, then and in our source, right, of life, breath, life, trees, the water, everything, all of it, land, then this golf ball of consciousness expands as we allow more knowledge to come in and kind of drop the belief systems, or what they call BS.
Mm-hmm. Subconscious
bullshit. Yeah. So it could be BS, right?
Yeah.
So as we expanded our knowledge, the belief systems will, fall away. I mean, we used to use leeches in medicine.
Mm-hmm.
To bloodlet, correct?
They still do.
Yes.
They still do.
I mean, I don't know what you'd use that for.
If you go to Panchakarma in India, actually, I resonate very much so with Indian culture as well. They do bloodletting still in like legitimate Panchakarma. I've been to ones in the States where they don't do the bloodletting, but yes, they will use leeches as a form.
I'm just gonna go like this.
Yeah. I think you like put your feet into like a basin or something. Yeah.
Anyway, so that's a medicine I don't want to know about.
Yeah.
We used to give cocaine, and we used to give Coca-Cola as a remedy for coughing.
Yes.
We used, there were so many different things. In the meantime, the fireplaces were backing up.
MDMA.
What is
ecstasy, the actual MDMA, the derivative, the actual source, which all drugs are derived from mostly the Amazonian rainforest. Mm-hmm. Every single drug, aspirin from a plant,
all of it,
everything. It's wild. I can't talk about this.
So, and the pineal gland will be affected by all of that. All of the pharmaceuticals, all of that. So you
want to be a clear, open channel.
Yeah. So the most important thing to do is eat clearly, eat cleanly, think clearly, meaning if you're seeing the news, for example, also known as, because I'm a stenographer, I wrote the same word as noose. So noose and news are the same word to me. So I look at a lot of words that way, and a lot of words have other meanings too. So with knowledge comes the expansion, right? So as we all expand and evolve and collectively evolve, we will be doing much better as a society.
Yes.
And I always ask God, when people do bad things or I see bad things on the news, I always say, because why? And I always hear, it's the hearts of man. It's the hearts of man. And if we would just think twice and say, how would this affect someone else instead of themselves, we would have a better world right there.
Oh, 100%.
And our leaders, really need to change their hearts as well, all around the world. I mean, like just hearing that this royal family got away, won this.
Yeah.
And they basically are protecting us from possible complete destruction.
Yes.
Which is possible. I mean, we had a flood. Every religion talks about it. Every religion talks about the flood.
I just posted about this, about ancient Atlantis and Mu and Noah's Ark.
Noah's Ark,
and Asheville, North Carolina. Just, it's not global, but these are destructive things.
That's something to pay attention to, though.
Mother Earth knows. She knows, and she's giving God, who source, they all know. They're giving us kind of heated warning, I think.
Yes. So our knowledge, as it expands, must be used for good.
Yes,
and I pray for that every day. And that's pretty much what I would say about that. The pineal gland can send out energy. It actually sends out a biometric field, the pineal gland. So we also, like when somebody's thinking of, you think of someone and then they call.
Yes.
That's your pineal gland sending out your
that
works with
frequency.
That's your radio frequency with your heart coherence.
Yeah.
So that will actually work together to create that field that you want somebody to call you.
Yeah.
And they do. Always.
Yes.
Never fails.
Always. Oh, I was just thinking of you. Yeah.
If it's with good consciousness, if it's with this whole malice, then if you're working under malice, forget it. You're not getting it. Mm-hmm. So, because I worked in criminal court, for 25 years as a court reporter, I wrote everybody's trial. I took thousands DWI trials alone.
Oh yeah.
And talk about spirits, right? So liquor.
And you're not just talking like,
I have no idea. Oh yeah, no,
like local criminal. Like this is like Jamaica, like the high profile everything.
Yes, I was in Queens, Manhattan, Bronx, Brooklyn, and I ended my career in Suffolk District Court.
Yes. And
it was a fantastic career, and really I learned so much, and it taught me to also learn about the metaphysical. I know my neck hurts. Thank you so much, baby.
Layla's back.
So it taught me so much because with the quartz, COURTS, I learned how to use the quartz, QUARTZ, to counteract the negative energy that was in the courtrooms.
Yeah.
So I did leave plenty of times crystals. There could be still crystals all over the building for all I know. Around the building in all the courtrooms I've worked in. And I've seen crystals turn colors because of the bad energy, especially in domestic violence court. Mm-hmm. That's exactly the hearts of man right there. Literally the hearts of man. So it's really amazing how, the whole heart of man determines everything.
Oh yeah.
And the pyramid again is used. So the pyramid's on our dollar bill, even with the eye. And if you notice, the capstone is detached. Because they don't want us. They don't want us to attach to God. They don't want us to connect.
You know what my silly prayer usually is, and I know this is like going back a few years, but some reason this always comes up for me, that like all the leaders of the world would just find that goodness within, and just one day just wake up and be like, I don't want to do this anymore. I want to bring goodness. Like we're done. I give up. I surrender. White flag.
Yes, I asked when that was going to happen.
Yeah.
And apparently if you ever heard of the wheat from the tares, right? Okay, how it gets separated from the wheat and the tares. It's in the Revelations.
Okay. Yes. With the seraphim.
Yes. So we get separated from the wheat from the tares. What it is the people who have good consciousness. We're not ones to hurt people. We're all going to have a collective dream. So apparently we're going to have a collective dream that might scare the leaders very much. And because they're going to see what the possibilities of their actions are going to be.
Okay.
They're going to actually get that vision of what it is. And I believe that collective vision is actually going to save all of us. Because they're going not just the leaders, but the people, intuitives like us, we're all going to have the same dream.
Yeah.
And it's going to come around the same time because that's how God works.
Yeah.
That's how he
Bring
works.
It on. I'm ready to receive.
Yeah. We're ready to receive. And we want peace in the world. And, we want a future for our children.
Yes.
And
generational,
all of that.
Keeping them healthy and connected to source, no matter how that looks for you.
That's right. That's right. So we need to wake up. We all need to wake up. We all need to live in a higher capacity, connect to God, pray, heal yourselves. Heal yourselves as naturally as you can. And I'm a big advocate of salt. I'm going to say this as a singing teacher, a vocal coach, and as a someone who sang in her own band. I'm about the salt sprays. So I'm about the healing salt spray. I'm about gargling with salt. I'm about spraying your area with salt to clear the energies around you. Mm-hmm. Even working on the muscular body, I spray salt right on it, and it heals everything. But what it is that's another gift from God here, so that we have salt. If you follow animals down a path, they'll look for the salt licks, right? To keep them going, because it's all electrolytes. It's part of our system.
So I have dysautonomia, an autonomic neuropathy, and salt in specifically salt and water intake has gotten me off of my beta blocker medications.
That's amazing.
Yes.
That's amazing.
Yes. Pink Himalayan rock
Yep.
salts under the tongue twice a day, a gallon
Perfect.
of water a day, and I'm off all my medication.
Now, with that, the water molecule will stay in the system and attach onto your like neurological fields.
Yes.
So so anything with neuro, it'll attach the the sodium chloride will attach to it. So the water will stick with that, and it'll actually really truly salinate your system, as if you just took an IV bag in the hospital, which is, they're the first things to pop it in my arm, the IV bag, but if I'm not allowed to eat it on my table, which I recommend not eating table salt.
Yes, no. Definitely do pink Himalayan if you can, if you're gonna.
Celtic, Himalayan, or
Celtic sea salt. Yes.
Sea salt. Kosher salt's higher in, kosher salt's okay, to put on your food, but I would use that more sparingly because it is stronger of a salt.
Yes.
So
if you have this is not meant to replace any medical advice. If you have any cardiac or congestive heart failure issues, please do not consume large amounts of salt.
But you can put it under your tongue, and you can gargle with it
as a medicinal.
As medicinal, yes. So, and it will not affect your blood pressure. I promise.
No, it does have its roles.
Yes, I'm not a doctor or anything, but I just know what it has done for me with my vocals and phlegm and all that stuff.
And
so
same here. Here medicinally.
And the muscles.
Yeah, the muscles. 100%.
Yes.
I was going to touch on how we only utilize like a very minute percentage of our brain capacity. And you were talking
the gospel of consciousness.
You were talking, so our ego, it all comes down to ego. So that is like our fear, our greed, our lack, our war, our sex, our envy, our jealousy, our everything, that negative, that, not necessarily malicious intent, but we all have an ego. Like I still have an ego. I'm spiritual. You still have an ego. You're spiritual. Like it's that negative aspect, that negative ego aspect, unless you are living full ego death as like a Roman Catholic priest, who is completely, or a monk who has dedicated their life, or some kind of religious figure. So with that being said, when you were saying, when you open yourself up to receive, when like you rid of those layers, I was just recently watching something, probably on Gaia Network, just about how when we do connect to the third eye, when we do the work to rid of our negative ego, or at least to be aware of it, as we bring that awareness, that self-awareness, and as we shed those onion layers of our negative ego self, the infinite expansion of the love and light that we can bring in will literally transform your whole life.
Definitely.
Like it will.
Definitely.
And I feel like I'm at a point in my life where I can actually finally say that. Like I can sit here and firmly say, if you just surrender to God, surrender to Source, if you accept and love yourself, if you forgive yourself, if you forgive all of those you've come across, if you just let life flow and just be mindful of when you're maybe not being like the most kind, heart-centered human. Like, so just like being
driving?
aware. Yeah. In New York, on Long Island, forget it. Like, so give the finger to somebody, like, then, recognize like, shit, I shouldn't have done that. Like, so
that's a true curse, by the way,
three,
the finger.
Yeah.
It is truly a curse.
It's literally, everything is energy. Words are powerful. Words are intention, energy.
And words are curses.
Yes. But I just feel like in those moments, like if you catch yourself, if you take those 3 deep breaths, feel that heart center, that heart chakra open up, whether visualizing green or white light, and then saying your Hail Marys, or saying you're connecting to your source, and just really like apologizing, I guess, and being like, please, I'm sorry. Like I didn't, but it has to be genuine. So, and that's how we start to move forward, I think, as bettering our human selves.
Yes. And forgiveness is very hard to do. I know it is.
Yes. Desmond Tutu, The Book of Forgiving, great book. Recommend.
Yes. And understanding others, like almost walking in someone else's shoes is very important to think, to help you with forgiveness.
Yes. It doesn't mean to forget what they
do not forget,
Still
only
hold them accountable.
Only because you have to protect yourself too. You can't allow yourself to be walked on again. But you can't, if you are in the same room, don't sit there and hold it against them. Just try to understand why and how this happened.
Yes.
try to
Yes.
understand and say, okay, I don't want you in my energy field, but I will forgive you and I will understand. I'm
Yes.
trying to understand. So that's pretty much all you can do, and that will assist you. And it's really, forgiveness is the gift from God for you.
Yes.
And that's what it is. It's for you to forgive. So again, going back to the heart space and the pineal gland together, working together,
Mhm.
it will make one just amazing ripple effect around you by
Yes.
forgiving.
Yes. So from a physiological standpoint, the heart, brain, gut axis is being found by science to show that like these three bodily functions, these organ systems, they all work side by side. They all work together. It's like energy circuit, right? So if you have a healthy gut, you're going to have a healthy mind, and you're going to have, you're going to be able to get into that heart center a little bit more. So with that being said, like, that's the physiological findings, the physical scientific findings that they're finding right now. But really, this knowledge has been around since the beginning, ancient times. That is the heart chakra, that is the solar plexus, and that is the pineal gland.
All of it. All
connected. Yeah. So science is like, so it's pretty cool to see. Like, okay, guys, yeah, you caught on. Okay, now what can we do?
So ready?
Those little things.
What you can do is hum. So interesting to bring it all together is the sound. And that goes back to the Hertz frequencies to open doors, to open the heart, right? We don't want to open this door, though. We want to keep it alone. We leave it alone.
So, no. Let's keep that one
closed. But with our body, if we sat and went, or
Om, the universal.
Right? Yeah. So that's the universal. So Om, there's a reason, because that we all have different Oms.
Yeah.
Everybody has their own different sound and signature thumbprint, right? Yeah. So, and that, once we start to connect with the throat chakra, it'll bring it all together.
Yes.
And actually starts to amplify and bring it all together. So that's our sound.
Yes, I love it.
Yes.
One of my favorite mantras to do in meditation is just a simple Om Shanti. So Om and peace. Shanti is peace.
Yes. So that's beautiful. Yeah. That's beautiful.
And you just say it over and over.
But it is part of our journey forward, as well as to understand what the past is and understand who we are to make us better humans going forward. And I think that that's part of this too. So
absolutely, that's
why I think all these temples are appearing now, and these just the different pyramids, temples. They have what is it? Gobekli Tepe, I believe.
Oh yeah.
That's like a big. That's like they believe that's like a portal energy.
Yes.
And then we go and make CERN.
Oh yeah. So I meant to bring that up.
Be concerned about CERN. So where the pyramid is a triangle shape, CERN is a complete round circle. And in Switzerland, Davos, Switzerland, and that is a complete circle, and it's to bring in dark matter. Because why? And I heard about the ceremonies outside of that in white, by the way. I heard about the ceremonies outside and the big statue of Shiva. Yeah. So there's something about that, and they want to build one on Long Island too. So it's a hadron collider, I believe. Yeah. So this is our modern technology, not understanding what it can happen. Yes. So, and I don't believe they understand.
Albert Einstein actually predicted a lot of this, that like because of ego and malicious intent, that not only would like all these wars happen and all this turmoil be occurring, but that they would use technology for not the highest good.
That's right. Which is why I think Padmanabhaswamy Temple, for example, I believe that this temple holds, and when I viewed in there, I believe it holds kind of like a ray gun. It's like a laser ray gun that was used, and it caused people's skin to fall off. There's a part of India that I was just listening to Billy Carson about, actually, and he was talking about how there was wars and how the ray guns melted the people's skins, eyelashes, and hair, and that they're literally laying in the streets. And I should look it up right now.
From the alien spaceships.
They believe that was the Vemanas.
Yes,
the Vemanas, and the Vemanas are.
These are in all ancient scripts.
All ancient scripts. Yes, it's all ancient scripts. So happily, they didn't open this. I'm glad I came to talk about this.
Yes, thank you. Help us get the word out, people.
We just want to pray for peace in the world.
And peace in the world.
Yes, yes.
Anything else we want to share?
No, I think I'm good. I think I'm very good. Yes.
All right. So if you'd like to have a healing session or a reading, or you'd like to purchase a copper pyramid wand or any of Mary's salt products, she has a whole array. You can reach out to her at celestialcopperworks.com or at Mary Klockler on Instagram.
Yes, on
Right?
Instagram,
Okay.
exactly. And also, I'm starting an Etsy store. So the Etsy store will be available for my items to be available soon.
Okay, excellent.
So
I'll
that's
share
coming
that as
out
soon
soon.
as, yes, and more to come. So
Yes.
stay tuned. Thank you, everybody,
Thank
for
you very
tuning
much.
in. Thank you for
Yes.
being
God
here,
bless.
Mary.
Thank
Yes.
you.
Peace out and God bless everyone.
Take care. Bye.